Welcome back to Square Max Customs. We are right back where we left off last week. Working on a 63 C10. Let's see if we can get this rear end under Lucy and get her out of the garage and back on the road. Update on the hand, it's still really sore and the thumb don't work the way it should work. I can't pinch real good. So this will probably take longer than it should, but it'll be fine. Don't worry about that. Well, that was a lot of fun. We got most of it in there. Now I ran into an issue. Yeah. So the other rear end had a big old bracket that came off of here. Right here. Had a big old bracket that came off so this bar could hit it. Well, this bar right here is way too long to hook onto this one, which is fine. We have a shorter one right there. What's not fine is on the other frame, this bracket is actually way back here and that is at an angle. So I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to put a bend in that. That way it has its angle it needs, rather than try to grind or cut these factory pop rivets off the frame, and then I'd have to move that back and drill it. And yes, I could do that, but I also feel I can just bend that. Now the downfall is I don't want to put this in yet because, well, this seems like it might be a little too long and I can't really get a measurement right now because this tire is way smaller than that tire. So What I'm trying to say is I don't want to put that bar in right there and then have my rear end too far one way or the other and it look all goofy or it hit the box. So I'm gonna have to swap the tires first. But before we do that, I guess we should dig into the brakes because, well, I want to hook the emergency brakes back up, but the cables are completely different. Plus, I mean, that don't really sound good. Maybe they're good and they just got a little dust up in there we can blow out. That'd be cool. We can change the e-brake cables. I hope we can swap the e-brake cables out. I don't know if we can yet. That's your update. So, I don't have nothing else to say. That's it. That's it. Hopefully we can swap that out, and I'm gonna get these custom rims off. Look how custom they are. Yeah. I've done that a time or few. I didn't do it to these ones, as I've actually never used my torch that I bought. Maybe one day. I just haven't needed it. But I cut the whole center out of them before. Oh, this one's not cut out. This one must have fit. Either way, let's get them off and get the brakes gandered at. Well, that was a freaking blast. Actually, no, it came apart really good. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, uh-oh, we got a big old groove in our freaking rotor. And our pads, I don't know if they'll show up. They got like a racing stripe right down the center. I was like, that's probably not good. But I went and looked at the other side, and the other side's the same way. So I guess they're supposed to be like that. I don't remember if our 63, I don't remember if the original rear end was like that or not. But I don't know how well this will show up on camera, but there's an awful lot of critters that were living in here. Scorpion, can you see that? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Where there's one, there's more. I'm sure if that's a little guy, there was a big guy or girl in there. Yeah, this side, well, it ain't. Just saying, it's fine. Scorpions, you ain't gotta worry about them. And well, this side's not much different. Here you can see the line way better. Look at that. I didn't realize when I first pulled it off. I pulled the other side off and I was like, oh man, something got jammed up in there. I'm gonna try to use our drums. I can't remember, maybe I replaced ours 4 years ago when we put Lucy together. There was definitely some critters living up in here. Some spiky egg sacs. That's pretty cool. But our main goal is to get this e-brake cable swapped out and, well, make sure that the brakes are going to work, and probably swap all of our brakes all the way over to this one just to be safe if it's interchangeable. If it's not interchangeable, well, we'll figure it out then. Oh, look at this bar. See, it don't want to sit flat, so it's going to have to be bent over. But also, I don't have the light on right now, but it's too long and it's not over far enough. I can push it over, but then I feel like it's going to be a lot of pressure on it. So I think if we give it a little bend, like a little, I don't know, just a little bit, we can make the angle of the dangle hit the, you know, a little bit better, and we might have to shorten it. And if we have to shorten it, that's fine. That's why we got a welder and a grinder, right? Right. All right, we gotta try to get the other rear end in here because, well, it's 90 something degrees. Florida's weird. One day it's freaking 60, the next day it's 100. And today it decided it wanted to be 91, 92. So with that being said, I gotta try to get the other rear end in here and then get the rims and the tires off of it and get the brakes off, see if we can swap them over. Check it out. We got it. Perfect is what I'm trying to tell you. Yes, you hear it hanging a little bit, but I gotta bleed the brakes. When I bleed the brakes, it'll squeeze them and put them into place. And then if you hear a little drag, then we'll adjust it then. The new rotors, I bought these drums, not rotors, my bad. I bought these drums when I did the 63 3, 4, 5 years ago, whenever we got the 63. And I thought it was funny when I bought them then, and I forgot all about it, but they don't have an adjustment to get to your freaking brake adjustment. The stock drums do. See? But that's fine, so you gotta get them pretty close before you even take off. So the reason I changed them all is because I didn't want to chance these wheel cylinders with my wife, and It's like powder. Maybe they would have worked for a little while. Maybe we could have took them apart and cleaned them, but I replaced all the brake stuff in Lucy. I don't think these would have worked anyways. Either way, it's all replaced, so that was sweet, and everything seemed to unbolt and re-bolt up. We do need to. I got excited. I was like, oh sweet, there's a hole, so I dug it all out, but unfortunately we need to drill a hole back here. It doesn't reach there, but we're gonna have an emergency brake again, which is extremely nice. And well, I guess all the brakes and drums and all that stuff are new, except for the brake pads. The brake pads are still 40, 50 years old because, well, like I said, they sent me the wrong kit and I used everything, but by the time I got everything back together, it was too late. And they sent me new ones. What's the sense of putting them on when I already had it back together? It'll be fine is what I'm trying to tell you. So we got one more side to do. And then, oh, we got a freaking, all right, we got one more side to do. We'll get all these swapped over. Then we have to bend to this and I believe cut it and take like an inch out of it. But we'll find out that in a little bit. And get our dang e-brake hooked up under the cab, and I think we'll be able to bleed the brakes. Okay, we're getting way far ahead of ourselves because let's get back to work. Well, that was a lot of fun. Well, we got all the drums on finally and all the brakes, the new used brakes installed. So we should be good there and we shouldn't have to worry about nothing blowing out. This wheel cylinder she wasn't gonna do wheel cylinder things anyways. Like maybe you could have made it work if you were in a bind. Probably not, but you could have tried. I'm just adjusting the pedals. I'm adjusting the pads to go in and out with the adjuster because you can't have too much slap inside your drum. Otherwise, when you hit the brakes, it ain't gonna work right. And if you don't have them tightened right, well, then when you let off the brake, it's gonna stay on. To be honest with you, if it wasn't the wife's truck, I probably would just obsolete these rear brakes. Because how do you do burnouts with rear brakes? The old freaking 230 inline high torque. She don't have it in her to get the back tires to spin with power braking it. And she's a 3-speed on the tree, so it's a little trickier than a normal one. It's not bad, but I just freaking got talking to y'all and I got spinning that thing the wrong way and I just brought it all the way back in. It's okay. We're almost done. We're almost done. We almost got this all. Okay, I'll start over. Look, we're going down, down, not up, down. I was like, why is this thing not? Yup, wrong way. It's fine. Well, it's Monday. I hope you all had a good weekend. We got to get this thing back together, out of the shop. It's been like 10 days since I screwed up my thumb. It's still really, really sore. But, well, you got to use it to let it get better, right? Or maybe not. Maybe I should have waited longer. I don't know. Time is money is what I'm trying to tell you. And I started going freaking stir crazy sitting around. I think I replaced these. I'm pretty sure I replaced them. I think the original ones were painted blue. This truck was painted once. Not a very good paint job, but she was painted once. Down, down, we're going down, down to spread, down to spread. That would have been funny, huh? Watch me go back up and tighten it all back in again. So we got to get the e-brake cables drilled, and then I got to go re-hook them up underneath the truck. But I got to drill a hole. I think I told you. If I didn't, whatever, I'll tell you again. I got to drill a hole right here so we can bolt this cable here. And, well, after that, we should be good. We should be golden to start her up. Oh, I don't know if you caught it on the fast play. I apologize. There's a lot of fast play. No, I don't apologize. It's my channel. Deal with it. If you don't like it, well, you know, don't watch. It's I'm not forcing nobody to watch. I opened up the rear. I went and bought rear end fluid because I was going to change it all and everything. Well, I opened it up and it's freaking full. And it's like brand new in there. So that was cool. Definitely didn't expect that, especially seeing as everything else on this vehicle, where the rear end came out of, was out of oil, was out of coolant, it was empty, it was out of fluid. So it was pretty cool that the rear end was already full. Should I still drain it and change it? Probably. Am I going to? Absolutely not. Not doing it. That gear oil was good then, it's good now. Don't let the internet tell you otherwise. Or do. You do what you want. I'm gonna do what I want. Perfect. That little bit of self-clear, once we bleed the brakes and hit the pedal, it'll readjust the brake pads where they need to be. And if we got to turn this a little bit more to spread them out, we will. I don't understand why this freaking drum don't have a bleeder access. Not a bleeder, brake adjust access. Because most of the time, like I showed you on these other ones, I'm not emptying it out again. But it's got a slot, so I can just go in and adjust it while the drum's on. It's much easier that way. But either way, that'll work. That's good. Oh man, I love Lucy. Me and the wife looked for one of these for many, many years. And then we finally bought this one. I actually bought this one without a title, and I paid a lot of money for it and took a chance through a title company. Luckily, we got a title, and everything was good. But, I mean, she's got her whiskey dents, and she's got some rust, but you just don't find them this solid anymore. At least not for Galupu money. I think we have, I don't even, 5,500, 5,000, something like that into this truck. And that's over 3 years of driving her. So that's pretty cool. Why did I tell you that? I don't know, just because I felt like it. I am gonna not throw the brakes back on this one because it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna pop the drums back on, find a bucket for all them brake parts, because you never know when we'll do a will it run and need some brake parts to make our brakes at least stop. Okay, enough of me rambling and yapping. Let's get back to work. I just want to point out, for anybody that's scared to do drum brakes, you don't need special tools. Now, this is the most special tool that they try to sell you for doing brake drums and stuff. And I don't know if any of you noticed it, but I didn't use it. Yes, I pulled it out, and I pull it out every time I do drum brakes. Every time I do them, I pull this little tool out. And I use it like 1 out of 20 times. Vice grips work better. They're just way easier to do everything. I don't know why I keep trying the brake tool, but I do. But either way, the fanciest tool that I used on this whole freaking thing would be these. And I use these because the way the e-brake goes on, it's got these little clips. And once you push it through the hole, all these little clips pop out, and then it can't come back through. They're like little feet. So I put that thing around there, I squeeze them shut. But there's many other tools and screwdrivers and little picks you can use to do that. What I'm trying to say is, it doesn't take many tools to do drum brakes. I got more tools out because, well, I had to unbolt stuff and everything was different, and we should change them shocks. Funny thing, why am I going to tell you? I don't know. Funny thing, I got brand new shocks for this in the Connex. Are we going to put them on in this episode? Absolutely not. Well, here's the plan. I don't have nobody to help me bleed the brakes right now, so I'm just gonna gravity bleed them. What? An old single pop master cylinder? Yes, they weren't back in the day, they weren't now. So ain't no speed demon. Should be fine. This old engine really needs to be taken out and resealed. She leaks oil everywhere. Yeah, I mean, it worked back in the day. Why wouldn't it work now? I know. You should get a double. That way, if the rear liner, blah, 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 blows, you still got... There's a freaking emergency brake. Y'all worry too much. Glup, 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 glup. .3. Is it the right stuff? I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest with you. Freaking truck. It's brake fluid. It's gonna do brake things. And well, we're just gonna let that sit for a little bit. Hopefully it'll gravity bleed. I cracked the rear bleeders. Freaking whiskey dent. We should try to pop that out. Only thing is, it was there when I bought it, and the old man's father, who wants to take stories away? Alright, I'm gonna play the waiting game for a little bit, and well, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, we still gotta freaking modify this bar. Yeah. That'll be fine. I got a welder and a grinder. It's nothing to worry about. Check it out. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but yeah, she's dripping. Freaking son, I need to close the door. Either way, what I'm trying to show you is the gravity bleeding worked. So that's sweet. I'm gonna close this side off and let it pump to the other side, and then, well, the nice thing about this is we're only gonna have to pump the brake pedal like 3 times and she'll be fully bled. All right, I got an update on the brakes. They're fighting me just like everything else. Look at, I got fluid coming down, but it's really slow. And I tried the old vacuum bleeder, but then I wasn't paying attention and my thing tipped over and the brake fluid got in the other way and got inside my gun and started to spray at everything, including my face. But that's fine, nothing a rag won't fix. So what I think I got to do is, it sucks when these systems run dry like that, but I think I got to re-bleed the master. I don't know for sure, I'm only guessing, but we're not getting a good flow. So I'm gonna pull this off, and hopefully that rubber line will jam in the bottom and I can just put it in here and then go pump the brake pedal, because I don't have no help at this second. Okay, well, that's your update. That's what I'm doing. Well, I got the wife helping me, and I think we're starting to get some brake fluid. Go ahead, hon. All right, hold them down. Oh, they're working. Nice. That's what we wanted to see. All right, baby pumper. All right, hold it down. I gotta adjust them a little bit, but hold it. All right, let's go again. I saw some more air come out that time. Yeah, go ahead, pump. All right, hold it. I'm gonna do the other side. I'm gonna hit the other side, and then we'll hit the passenger front and then the driver front. But before I do any of that, I'm gonna go make sure that there's still fluid in the reservoir. But we getting brakes again. Well, check it out. We got tires back on it. We got brakes. We got emergency brakes. This side for the emergency brake cable, it literally drilled right through. It wasn't that bad at all. The other side though, I don't know what the deal was, but I started drilling through it and I snapped the freaking bit. Snapped the unit bit, I snapped the drill bit. So I said, okay, that's not a good spot, and I moved up 1 inch and drilled right through it like butter. So either way, that sucked. Hey, real quick, I want to say thank you, Joe, man. We got your sticker. Got it up on the wall. Dang, wall's filled up with stickers. Either way, we appreciate it, buddy. It's up there. Anybody want to send a sticker for the wall, whether you got a channel or you just want to see a sticker on the wall, P.O. box is in the description. What do we got left? Oh, we got to do that bar. Dang it. That's why I put the tires back in. That way I could get a measurement, because the other tires were all different. And we got to get that bar up. I don't know if I said it, but I replaced that brake line. Why? Because, well, the other one looked awfully, it just looked really crusty at the one end, and I didn't want to take a chance. So that's swapped out and replaced. So this is the short bar, and it looks like we got to cut it, but look how close this tire is to the bedside. Yeah. Now look at this side. Yeah, that side's about 3 inches and that side's about 1/2 inch. Well, not really, but either way, that 1.5-inch we need, well, we just got to push this over. But I can make this work like that, but I think we're gonna put a little bend in it right here. Well, here, let's mark it. Something like on this side right here. and we'll take it off of there and we'll give it just a little bend, and then hopefully it'll sit flatter down there and we don't have to put as much pressure on it, because like I said before, this mount is technically up here more on the other frame, but I don't feel like drilling out them factory pop rivets and drilling new holes and bolting it up a little further back. So we're gonna do this. Is it right? Probably not. Disclaimer, don't do what I do. Just watch and laugh and comment and share and like if you want. If you don't want, whatever, no biggie. All right, let's get this bent and bolted on, because that's the last piece to the puzzle, and we can let Lucy down off the ground and make sure everything works. Look at that, Lucy's back together, running, smoking a little bit. That's fine, what do you expect? She was seized up for over 30 years. Oh, that's cool. We'll get the back hubcaps on. I just want to take it for a ride first to make sure I don't need to adjust the brakes or anything, seeing as I don't have an adjuster anywhere. Or an access hole, I should say. But hey, she's running again. Funny story, well, not really funny. When we put all these tires on and rotated them last or something, we put all the hubcaps back on, and we thought we had them on good. Well, if you leave my yard and you take a right instead of a left, it brings you down this really bumpy dirt road. Well, we lost 2 hubcaps. Me and the wife spent half the day going up and down that road. We found like 4 hubcaps on that road, funny enough. We should have recorded, that would have been great, but yeah, like 4 freaking hubcaps. We found ours, but we also found, like I said, there was other hubcaps that were not ours. So the road likes to eat hubcaps. And well, these, we don't want to lose these. Look at them, they look so freaking good on there. They got the perfect patina, it just matches. Oh, she runs good. This old girl smoked so bad when we first got her running that the wife took off from right here, drove all the way down, all the way around the field, all the way back up here, and it was still smoky right here. So it'll be fine. Just keep an eye on the oil, put extra stop smoke in every time. So cool to have her back, and the gears are all working. Them brakes fought us a little bit. I was trying so hard not to let that thing go dry while I was swapping everything over, and then one of the brake lines, I just couldn't get it to screw in right. Either way, that's fine. At least it's got all fresh fluid and it's been flushed out one more time, so it's all clean. No rust came out, that's a plus. Off. Happy wife, happy life. Oh, that's so cool. I'm so happy Lucy's back together. And she turns better now, so that's cool. She's not binding up when you're trying to turn. Hey, that's all the time we got this week. Anybody that's watched, I really appreciate it. I know it's not our typical rust repair and stuff like that, but we had to get Lucy done and back together. Like always, I appreciate y'all watching, liking, commenting, sharing, all that good stuff. And if you don't do all that other good stuff, at least you watched. And that's really all that matters. I'll see you next week, Thursday at 5 for probably Rustella. Look at my shop. Well, if you ever think your shop is too small, just literally pack it full with anything for a week and work in it. Because I felt like my shop was freaking tiny. Now look at it. I got 4 foot, 5 foot, all the way around Rustella. Oh man, that's so much better. I can't wait. Well, I really don't feel like doing rust repair. But we'll get back to it. SquareMaxMerch.com for t-shirts or whatever you guys want if you want. Love y'all. Peace. Rock out. See you next Thursday.